All right, well, it's time to get the day started. I started a little bit late today. It's about 8:30. All right, well, I got started just a touch late this morning. It's about 8:30 right now, and I thought I'd just bring you guys with me. This is how I usually start my morning. Pop the door open, drink a little bit of coffee, make a few notes on what I'm going to do for the day, pick my orders, pack my orders, and then, you know, my list items, run errands, go ship my orders. There's a whole bunch of different things that I'll do throughout the day. So let's just get right into it. I'm going to talk along the way because, I don't know, I think it's weird whenever people do these pick and pack things and they're just not talking. It just seems odd, but yeah. All right, let's see here. Let's see what this camera angle looks like. Put a little lighting on. All right, so first thing I want to do is look at my orders for the previous day to see what I sold, what bin it's in, or where it's at in the storage unit warehouse. I do all that from my eBay app. I'm sure most people do if you're a reseller, but just in case, I'm going to show you what I'm looking at. So these are the 4 things I sold yesterday. So this one I know where it's at. I didn't have a bin number on that one. These other ones I do have bin numbers on. But so that's what I'm just going into my what I do is I go into the orders. You can go into the buyer pay chip now. I just go into the orders and I scroll to the recent orders there so I know where to go. And then I'll write that stuff down. And pot holder, apple pot holder, super cool crocheted piece, apple pot holder. I paid 50 cents for that. I remember that, and I sold it for $7.89 plus shipping. You know what? I'm not doing a short video on these today, so I can actually just pull them. I don't actually need to write this stuff down. So let's grab this. The apple pot holder. One thing left in that bin. I probably need to consolidate that bin. That's what it looks like right there. It's a hand crocheted piece. You could use it as a pot holder, probably a trivet, just on a countertop for a hot saucepan or something. I picked that up at an I think it was a garage sale. Gosh, it's been probably close to a year ago. I bought that for 50 cents, sold it for $7.89 plus shipping, full price. Next item, these I just listed last week, are these vintage, gotta use all the keywords, vintage MCM Owl Salt and Pepper Shaker Set, bin SB7. And there they are. Super cool little piece with the little owls there. You can see them from both sides, but hang off there. They got the little deal on the top there. I picked these up at an estate sale recently. They had a fill-a-basket day, and I got a bunch of owl stuff that I put in just part of one of the baskets. So I got 50 cents into these. I had somebody message me yesterday. I had them at $14.89. They asked if I'd take 20 including shipping. I've had a few people do this now where they ask me if I'll take a certain price including shipping when a lot of my shipping is calculated, so I don't know what they're seeing for shipping. So I say, you know what, shipping depends on where you're located, so I'm just going to offer you this price, which is lower than what it was, and if you want to buy it, you can. In this case, I lowered the price to $12.89 plus shipping. They ended up paying $10 and something in shipping, and so it was like $23. So a little more than what they were asking for, but they obviously wanted them bad enough, so they bought them. $12.89 plus shipping on those little owl salt and pepper shakers. Next item I also listed last week, got it at the same estate sale, is this little brass pig trinket tray. It's right here. See it right there. It's this guy right here. Really cool piece. I don't know what the hole there is for. There's a hole in the tail. I don't know what that's for, but made in Taiwan. But it's a little brass pig trinket dish, ring tray, change tray. I don't know what it's for. Whatever you want it for. But pick that up. Again, I've got 50 cents into that is what I assigned the cost. It might even be a quarter, but I said 50 cents. I had a full basket. I saw that and I just dropped it down the side and it just like filtered down into the basket, found a spot. So $8.89 plus shipping on that one. And then the fourth item that sold is this coffee mug. I'm gonna reach right down here and grab that. Got a couple of boxes down here. I've got all my mugs in. So it is like an office scene. It's all black and white, and there's like a secretary woman at the desk. I say secretary, just a lady at a desk. But it says, "Relax, there's a woman on the job," and then "a woman's place is in control" is what it says on top. It's a Hallmark mug from 1986. It's got the cool top on it to keep your drink hot. I picked that up at Goodwill just locally here probably about 4 months ago for $1.20, and I sold that one on an offer. Somebody sent me an offer for $6. I sent an offer, they sent me a counter offer. $6 plus shipping, and it's not a great investment, but I was like, I've had it for quite a while, not gotten a lot of action on it. I can't even remember if I've even sent any offers on it before, so decided to do that. And funny thing, it's getting shipped right down here to Norman, Oklahoma. I mean, 20 minutes from the storage unit here. So, all right. Well, these are going to be some of the easiest orders to pack that I've had in a long time. So we're going to go ahead and get these packed up. Got my label printer here. We're going to go ahead and get the labels printed off. I've got, let's see. I'm running low on packing paper. I need to go buy some today, some of my thinner packing paper, but I really only need it for a little bit for the mug and a little bit for the salt and pepper shakers, and I could even use bubble wrap. So, all right. But for the first item, we're gonna pack this guy up. This is super simple. I'm gonna put it in a poly bag, clear poly bag first, extra layer of protection. And if the outer one gets torn and for some reason there's wet weather, help keep things dry. And then that's, I was thinking about putting it in a box, but I don't know that I necessarily want to do that. A lot of weight in the boxes. I mean, normally I'm just going to ship this in a poly bag, so that's what I'm going to do. Put that in a black poly bag. I used to pack and create the labels on my orders one at a time, and like most things, I realized that it's much easier if I batch them. So I pack all my orders and then I ship all my orders with create the shipping labels. The little pig here, we're going to put him in a poly bag as well. I did a video, it's a really old video here on the channel on my packing table, but if you're ever in need of a packing table, I love the one I have. I've got a couple of shelves down here to put stuff on. I've got a waste basket, I've got my extra poly bags, I've got a couple of plastic bins with tools and stuff in them. Store my tape and my stretch wrap under here. Has an electrical outlet power strip on the side, comes with it, that runs all the way up to my light. This is an old AV cart from a school. If you remember school in the 90s or before, maybe 2000s, I don't know, but this bottom shelf was actually up here. My dad and I cut it off, took the caps off, moved them down here, and then screwed it in down there to have shelves down here. Took us about 45 minutes to do the whole thing. And you don't need a lot of, we just used a Sawzall. It's a pretty common tool. And if you don't have one, someone you know has one. And just a few metal screws and little angle brackets you can pick up at Ace Hardware or Home Depot or Lowe's. And this is just a 30 by 24 foam piece that I work on, that I got at Michael's. So you can get them at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, anything like that. I love using this thing. It's the perfect height to work on. And again, it's got the power. To plug it in, there's a couple different power outlets there you can use to plug things into. And I use them all the time. I've got my fan over here that for whenever it's going to get pretty warm here in just a little bit, I'll be firing up that fan. All right, I'll set that guy over there. Let's get our coffee mug. For this one, for coffee mugs like that, I actually use boxes that I buy at Walmart. I buy them in bulk on walmart.com instead of at the store. And I want to say they're about 50 cents or so. It says 6 by 6 by 6 on the outer dimensions. It's really a 7 by 7. It's a little bit over 6. Box dimensions, typically whenever you buy boxes, are the interior dimensions. So think about that whenever you're putting them in. Don't just read the dimensions on the outside of a box and put that in your eBay for your weights and dimensions. You want to actually measure it, because if you do go over, you'll get a charge. You may, if you get audited, you may get a charge from USPS or FedEx or somebody like that. All right, let's pack this guy up. Since this is going just down the road, I don't anticipate more than a day or two of travel time, so there shouldn't be tons and tons of handling. Got that 1, 2. Perfect. Perfect. Got that one. And then we got little salt and pepper shakers. Take those guys off. Wrap each one of those individually. Yeah. I always got to make sure and face my tape away, because whenever I have it facing in, the little flap sticks out of extra tape and it gets hooked on stuff. Drives me bonkers. If you ever need good scissors around the house, some of the best scissors you can buy are going to be from estate sales. I picked these up. These are Wisp brand scissors, which makes excellent cutting instruments. They also make like sheet metal cutters and aluminum cutters, that kind of stuff. But I picked these up for 50 cents in an estate sale. I've got a few more pair at my house that are awesome. Really, really sturdy. They work really, really well. I could probably put all this in a 6x6 box as well. Let's see if those are too big. That's a used box that my dad brought me. How's that? Looks good. All right. Yeah, I'm right down to the wire on my packing paper. I buy all my thin packing paper like that at Walmart. It's the cheapest place. I've looked on Amazon, eBay, everywhere. I can't find it cheaper than at Walmart. Comes 220 sheets for like $10.95 or something like that plus tax. I cannot find it any cheaper anywhere else. So I just keep buying it there. Not all the locations stock it. The one by my house doesn't have it anymore. They used to. So I have to drive to a different one. That's what that kind of looks like there. Piece right on top of that. Try to take the old tape off the top whenever I'm reusing a box to get a better seal. Tape on tape isn't necessarily the best. You really want it on the cardboard. And I just ran out of tape. This is gonna be fun because I think I'm actually out. I realized that yesterday and I ordered some more, but that I was gonna run out. I thought I had enough to get me by though, but I don't. It's okay. I've got some backup eBay tape at home, so I will just get the shipping label on here and stop by my house and throw a little bit of extra tape on there on the way home. Can't believe I ran out of tape completely in the middle of making a video. It's one of those mistakes I was talking about on a video yesterday. Some of the mistakes that I make. Happens. Alright. I've had a lot of people ask me about my printer and how I print. I print from my phone on my thermal printer, which is right here. I'll grab my scale. To be as accurate as possible, I bought this this digital scale off of Amazon. It's nothing special. I don't really love it. It's okay, but to be as accurate as possible whenever I'm getting my shipping weights, I have a blank shipping label here that I have to set with the package to get the final weight. So all I do is I go to my order here. It says to ship. I'm going to get shipping label. It wants the weight and dimensions. Set my label on my bag. Set it on the scale. I must have weighed this because I'm spot on the weight. It's 2 ounces. It's settled at 2 ounces. I have 3 ounces. I'm just going to leave it at 3 ounces. And this is an 11 by 8 by 1. Not making any money on this one. Buyer paid $4.52, or you paid $4.52. Buyer paid $4.52. So, purchase shipping label. And then from here, this is going to be different on different people's probably phones or devices, but I save the label and then I open it on my app, which is the Munbin app, which drives my thermal printer. I preview and print. I want a 4x6 label and print it. It's an apple. Use a red marker. Thank you for your purchase. Enjoy. I write a note on every single one of my outgoing orders, all of them. That one's done. Let's get the little pig here. We're going to go through that same exact process with every order. Go back to eBay. Go to the pig. 1 pound is what I had it at. So this is where I'll make a little bit of money on orders. So I put small things typically like this at about a pound. Sometimes I'll do 8 ounces, but usually I put them at a pound. So this one I put at 1 pound in an 8x8x8 box. This is 4 ounces. Another 50-cent garage sale pickup tape measure that I use here for my shipping. That is 6 by 5 by 3. Smaller measurements, smaller weight. We're going to go in, edit that weight. 0 pounds, 4 ounces, 6 by 5 by 3. There we go. You pay $4.35, so I'm paying $4.35. Buyer paid $6.36, so I'm making $2.01 on that, which on an $8.89 sale, now I'm up to $10 and well, that goes to the profit. So it makes a big difference. I accidentally backed that out, so I'll just retype that in. I hadn't bought it yet, so it's not a big deal. Purchase. Save, open in the app. And print it. There's probably better ways to print it. If I was hooked up directly to a computer, I could probably print it a little more efficiently, but because I don't really have space to set up a computer in here, I just do it off my phone and probably take a couple extra steps, and that's okay. I don't know if I showed it, but just in case, I'm just going to show you the bottom part here. This is there's a bottom piece on the shipping labels where I write my note that's blank. So I just figured out how large to write, fill in that space, and that's what I use. And these are where I folded the bag in half. I actually fold the shipping label over that, and that works. All right. There we go. So this is the Owl Salt and Pepper Shaker set. We are at 9 ounces for that. Make sure, Zero out. Shipping label. I had that one at 2 pounds in an 8x8x8. But this is only 9 ounces. I do that to give myself some cushion because I didn't weigh that. I thought maybe it was about a pound. Comes in at 9 ounces though, all packed up. Keep in mind that the first couple of times I did that, I was like, man, is this like cheating? Or it's not. Whenever you put a price up there for shipping, the person sees it. They see the total price they're going to pay for everything. So it's their decision to either buy it or not. No one's sitting there going, you have to buy my thing. They have the option to buy whatever they want. So don't feel bad if you're making some money on your shipping. I would actually encourage people to make some money on their shipping because you do pay fees on the shipping and you pay fees on your sales tax. So it's not just the items. So this is 6 by 6. This might be a true 6 by 6 by 6. That's what that's going to be. And I had it as an 8 by 8 by 8. So 9 ounces, 6 by 6 by 6. This is going to be a good one, especially because I lowered the price. I lowered my price $2 for the person buying it. So I'm paying $6.04. The buyer paid $10.71. So I'm making $4.67 on that shipping label. Huge, huge, huge. So I think my profit's going to be more than, we'll see. It's going to be a lot. I was trying to think if it's going to be more than I sold the item for, but I don't think it's going to be that much. We'll see how that shakes out. I'm going to purchase the shipping label. Well, I can tell you right now, actually, because it'll show me the details here in just a second. So I'm going to save the label. It's going all the way up to Oregon, Pacific City, Oregon. I don't know where that's at, but Oregon has some beautiful places there. I'll end up with tape over this, which is fine. All right, let's look. So I'm curious now, because that was a big swing on the shipping, let's look at the profitability on that order. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. So order earnings after the shipping label taken out and transaction fees and everything. So it's $12.89 plus $10.71 shipping, $23.60 order total, transaction fees of $3.40, shipping label of $6.04 brings my order earnings down to $14.16. I've got 50 cents into those, so that takes me down to $13.56 in pre-tax profit, and I sold it for $12.89 plus shipping. That was it's not going to be, they're still going to, yeah, the way the calculation works, still there's shipping revenue and shipping expense, so it won't be pure profit or over 100% profit, but it's going to be extremely high profit for this order. But yeah, pretty awesome. I like having those kind of sales. I like all my sales, but that's fun. That's a fun one. The last item is this coffee mug. So let's see here. We've got our shipping label there. And let's see here. Get shipping label. This is sold via a promoted listing too. So again, I've got 2 pounds. I do that on all my mugs. 2 pounds, 8 by 8 by 8 box, which is, I have a 7 by 7 by 7 is what it is. 1 pound, 1 ounce. Man, if it would have been 15 ounces, that would have been awesome. But 1 pound, 1 ounce. So let's put that in. 1 pound, 1 ounce, 7 by 7. You know what? Let's see. Hold on a second. There's no personal details here. So whenever I'm doing this, so I go to add my orders, get shipping label, and this is where it says it's shipping to Norman, just said. So there's a little edit button right there, the little edit pencil. That's where you can change your dimensions and your weight. And I'm just gonna 1 pound, 1 ounce. My box is a 7 by 7 by 7. Save. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom. Yeah, because of the distance. So buyer paid $10.14, I pay $10.14. And that's because it's going to, that's crazy that it's $10.14. Wow. It's going like 20 minutes down the road. That is expensive. Why is it so expensive? That should be like $6 or $7. Some ground advantage. Wow. That is shocking, actually. Considering I sent a 6 by 6 by 6, I guess maybe because it's a, I don't know, 7-inch box maybe, but that is expensive. Could have saved us both some money if, well, I guess it wouldn't have saved me money. I could have just driven it down there and dropped it off. I'm in Norman quite a bit. All right. And that is it. That is all 4 orders, shipped out, ready to go. Put my stuff back up here. I may be back later this afternoon to shoot some pictures. I'm gonna go home. Got to do a little bit of repair work on my van. Next week, my son is headed off to college. Next Thursday, it's either Thursday or Friday. We haven't decided which day we're taking off. Probably Thursday. We're driving all the way up to Golden, Colorado to drop him off. So it's going to be me, my wife, and my youngest son. We're going to hit the road. It's about, I think, 8 or 9 hours. It'll be 10 hours of stops probably along the way to get up there. Golden is a really pretty little suburb right outside of Denver. Yeah, I'm going to drop him off. I say drop him off. We're going to be there for 4 days. But, and then come back home. And with only one child, it's going to be pretty weird. I tell you what. So, there's a couple little maintenance things I need to do on my van before we hit the road. I don't want to be on a, 4-day road trip and get stuck somewhere. I do have AAA, but still, I don't want to have to use it if I don't have to. But that is it. That's all 4 orders wrapped up for the day. Let me know if you like this kind of content. I don't know. I see people do this sometimes, and I always wonder if people really like it, or I don't know. Let me know down in the comment section below. If you have any comments or questions about anything that happened here today, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. I'll get right back to you. And until next time, have a great day.